heroic journey to get to us.
Alright, listen up, maggots. Today we are podcasting with rifles.
Again!
Again.
Part 2.
Yeah, we had a bit of a technical problem.
And by technical problem, he means I forgot to unmute my own microphone.
I meant Dave was the problem.
Yep.
As usual, it's episode 160, by the way, and we made a new tradition in that every 10 episodes we're going to play a game, because on 150 we played Minecraft, and I have to say it was probably our best episode ever. Which is not easy to say, but it was definitely our best episode ever.
And
this is probably going to be our second best episode ever.
I have an idea for our next game.
What's that?
I can't tell you guys yet. It's a secret.
It's Destiny.
Okay.
No, actually, it's actually Marvel Heroes. I don't know if you ever played that, but it's a good one.
Oh, the Diablo-like.
Diablo with Marvel characters that's free to play. Perfect for this, so no one has to buy anything.
So today we are playing Running with Rifles whilst attempting to podcast Take 2.
Yes.
And we have now joined a completely, basically empty server, so it's only going to be us in the game.
Introduce everyone so they know the voices of the people who are the people. Who's who?
Right, so we got me, Wolfie.
James.
I am there. Wolfie, James, yep, that's it. We got Rachel. Rachel, say hi and jump or something.
Hi, I'm here, and I'm running around. I'm the one with the little blue circle.
We're all running around now. You're not the one with the circle. On everyone else's screen, you've got a non-circle. It's a squarey thing. Dave, where are you?
I'm running here. I'm the teal symbol. Why would it give me and Rachel like practice? Look at this. We're like almost the same color. There's like a million colors in the.
I want to be purple.
Rainbow.
I was purple before in the aborted episode.
And we are also joined by Rob. Rob in red here.
Hi, I'm Rob.
And I was going to be your lieutenant, but since we've joined a new server, you've nuked all my levels, and now I'm the same level as all you worthless buffoons.
Yes, now no one is fancy and no one is cool. We're all just a bunch of regular old soldiers trying to survive.
Although
Your
apparently
rank
the game
means
is going
nothing
ahead
here, slugger.
without me.
So let's also talk about the games that we've been playing this week. Shall we do that? That's a thing.
Whilst you follow me into action,
Yeah.
you see
All
this
right.
little red crosshair? This is where the part of the town that we need to take next.
Yes, I've learned this. So
All we need to do is to stand in that general area, and then we shall take that part of town.
So this
That's
week
simple.
I played through the entirety of Sunset Overdrive, which is a open world game with a lot of mobility, where you are kind of like mixing Tony Hawk with a third-person shooter. So you're rewarded for stringing together cool combos and kills instead of just, aimlessly shooting people like this game for the sake of shooting them. You shoot them while grinding on wires and all this stuff. It came out last year. I got it for Christmas, and I just never got around to playing it. And finally, I got blown up by a grenade. And finally, I got into it now, and I actually quite liked it. It's fun. Took me about 20 hours to beat it, so not super long, but not short either. And I say if you can get that on the cheap now, which you should be able to because it's been out for a while, I would say definitely pick it up. It's Rachel in our non-existent episode.
Get in this big truck.
Compared it to Saints Row, which is not a terrible.
Oh shit! It's not our truck. Oh god damn it!
Oh, I died. Way to go, James. So it's like Saints Row in that you have like crazy superpowers and stuff, but it's also like Ratchet and Clank in that you get crazy guns because it's from Insomniac, the Ratchet and Clank people. So
Get
yeah,
off the street.
Grenade that thing.
I would say if you're into if Ratchet and Clank is a game that you enjoyed and Saints Row or GTA is a game you enjoyed, you would probably like Sunset Overdrive as long as you can get past the very self-aware, hey, we know we're a video game kind of jokes, because there's a lot of those. Boom, Sunset Overdrive.
The problem with this is we're never going to proceed to get anywhere unless some of us get some big guns or something.
What are you talking about? When I was playing by myself, I advanced and took a map without big guns.
Really?
Yeah, man, you just gotta work as a team with your squad and your boys and your units.
So we're not gonna.
We're not going
Nothing's
anywhere.
going to happen.
Yeah, no.
We gotta be friends. We're all friends and teammates. ride.
The problem is they've got a big truck and we can't destroy it. So.
Well, that is a problem.
I'm trying to pick up a grenade.
I ran out of bullets.
I don't think.
So next up, we have, I think, Rachel going to tell us about something.
Yes, I have been playing the game we were talking about at the end of last week's episode, which is Wolfenstein: The Old Blood.
Oh, yeah.
It is a prequel to Wolfenstein: The New Order, the last year's hit game. I lost my shotgun. Anyway,
I didn't hear about that.
As I said in in the aborted episode, it is what this game would be if it were first person, and I was actually good. I have my shotgun.
It is a standalone expansion, though, so you can play it without owning the real game if you want to.
But I don't recommend that because it is very much in the vein of its predecessor. It's not something that really stands on its own for a standalone game. I know that sounds weird, but
what the hell was that noise?
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. We're here. The least reassuring thing ever.
I just killed somebody.
Good job.
I killed another somebody.
Oh, I got a bit of the APC. I got it down to 10%. One more grenade, we'll have that bugger.
Oh, I just ran to a different place away from that thing because it's scary.
Yeah.
But Old Blood is standalone, right? So how much does it cost?
It cost me $20. And considering it is actually fairly long, that's nothing to sneeze at, I think.
Yeah, I've heard that it's like 10 hours, so that seems
it
decent
is.
for like an expansion.
And that's not accounting for the retro levels, which you can get, which I don't know if those are actually levels from Wolfenstein 3D, but they might as well be, because it's all done in that same style. And I quite enjoyed those. I actually found myself spending almost more time in that part of the game than I did in the official part.
Is there multiplayer in this, or is this single player only?
In Wolfenstein? I think it's single player.
That's what I thought.
I never saw anything to do with multiplayer. But there's varied ways of attacking your terrain. You can go in guns blazing, you can go in stealth. Kind of human revolution-y, if you will. And
seems like, if nothing else, it's kind of a good way to decide if you like the gameplay of, you know, if you want to get the full game for the gameplay.
That is actually a better way of looking at it, now that you mention that, Rob. It's, if you can buy it for less, and if you like it, then you can invest in the full game. But if you don't like it, well, you've wasted less money.
Though the full game is like $15 on Steam generally. Like, it's almost always on sale at this point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from what I remember, some podcasts I was listening to, I don't remember, but at that exact moment it was $15, and they're like, I haven't played the main game, but I have a hard time spending $20 for an expansion when I can buy the original game for less money. But of course, the original game's old news. You know, it's old garbage at this point now. It's been forgotten.
It's still one of the best games from the last year.
That seems like a bold claim. One of the
well,
best.
I remember it reviewing well.
That's my opinion as a professional reviewer.
I remember it reviewing well, but yeah, I don't remember reviewing that well. Maybe I'm crazy.
So, you know, if you pick things up from the battlefield, you can take them back to base and sell them.
Yeah, I know.
Why would I want to... I don't even know where base is.
Well, if you find something really expensive or good, take it back to the armory and then sell it.
Where is our base? I don't even know where that is.
You're telling me I can profiteer instead of actually, like, performing in the war?
That's pretty much the only way you're going to win, yeah. That's the only way anyone ever wins from war.
Can I just keep killing people?
How philosophical.
Oh, I'm hit, boys, I'm hit. How do I use a medic bag thing?
Let's see. Is that all on the New Blood or the Old Blood or the Blood?
I think so, yeah. I think I've said all that needs to be said about that.
I couldn't remember. Is it the Old Blood or the New Blood? I can't remember.
The Old Blood.
The Old Blood.
The New Order.
I was only half joking. I was like, I literally don't know.
Oh, I got hit in the face with a gun from point blank, son. Brap.
Well, I think I played what I would say was probably the video game industry's most anticipated piece of software that came out last week.
Definitely a more anticipated expansion than the old New Blood Order.
And more than a great many games. And that's
definitely more than Destiny.
ladies and gentlemen, it's trucking time for Euro Truck Simulator Scandinavia. You guys! More
Guys,
space.
come join me on the rooftop. I'm doing really cool up here.
You can truck across Scandinavia. Is it all snowy and stuff and
Coming.
It's
Oh,
a
what's that on
cooler
the floor?
color palette, but I think the game is generally kind of assumed to just take place during the summer.
So you don't have to worry about your
'cause-
trucks jackknifing. in the
Right,
snow.
right. I mean, it's quite possible that they just don't have the budget for like simulating weather effects, or that's not a top priority. But yeah, they had like Denmark and Sweden and this whole array of countries, north of kind of the main thrust of Europe. Lots of new attractive models to look at as you drive by. Lots of new brands of trailer to haul behind you.
I died.
And this is not standalone, right?
This is not standalone. No, you do need the base game. But yeah, this is the second expansion they've done that actually adds, more landmass to the game. They did a Going East expansion earlier that had Poland and places like that. But yeah, hey, that game's super fun. 32,000 positive Steam reviews, can't be lying. Or they could if there was some
They could,
vast
technically,
conspiracy.
And there's also
Um,
there's a lot of weirdos in the world, so 32,000 weirdos doesn't seem like that many weirdos to me.
Yeah, but for all of them to collaboratively buy the same video game,
Weirdos flock together.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever heard of a cult?
well, go look at other reviews by other professional reviewers then if you doubt me. But Euro Truck Simulator 2 continues to be a really awesome game. It's like there's a light layer of business management elements on it that basically if you pay even the tiniest attention to it, you earn more money than you would by trucking by yourself. But otherwise, it's just like this really zen experience of driving your routes, and it's never a hard game, but mistakes are kind of punished severely. Like getting in a crash can
Oh, shit.
eat up all the money you'd make from your delivery. So you're in this constant state of kind of easiness, but focus.
Come on,
'Cause,
guys.
like,
We're all together now. Push north.
it's not hard, but you have to not mess up also. And yeah, it's a gorgeous countryside that you get to drive through in that expansion. So check that out. Lots of new space.
Your weekly Euro Truck Simulator update.
Uh,
Bi-weekly?
Expansion centric, I guess. I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
fun. I am playing it more because of that expansion. So achievement unlocked. It got me playing it again.
How do I use a second gun in this game?
press F and then swap it out. Unless you mean your
Exactly.
secondary slot thing.
I don't know. I found a gun on the ground and I held F, and now I can't. It's not like anywhere in my inventory accessible.
Well, are you sure you can use it?
I don't know. It was a monster.
Is that their APC or is it ours? Because if it's not ours, I'm worried.
It's ours.
Thank God for that. Right, let me in.
Thank God for me.
I feel like this game would be way better if I just had infinite ammunition for a basic gun, and then special guns had limited ammo.
Stop whining. In real war, you don't have unlimited ammo.
This is very
All
much
right,
like
I'm
World
in.
I'm on
War,
the
so
gun
your
and the
argument
APC
holds.
now. So that's good.
Okay, we got a tank. We're the champions of the world now.
I'm in the tank.
So
Are you driving the tank?
No, I'm not. I tried to, but I can't.
So I think we're back to
What?
my games now, I think,
Yes.
right? Because James didn't
Think
play
so.
anything because he's a worthless pile of garbage.
I pre-ordered something. I pre-ordered Witcher 3 after seeing that you can have sex on a unicorn. Which is pretty much all I ever want from a video game.
And from
Did you
life.
watch that Conan O'Brien video where?
Yes.
I
where-
did, it was hilarious.
That was solid.
So I'm gonna definitely buy The Witcher 3, but I'm on a no pre-ordering kick, so I'm not gonna pre-order it.
I actually found that video from the Verge article, and they were like, this video's so shit, and then there were literally hundreds of comments saying, you're such a knob, it was hilarious, what's wrong with you?
We conquered
It
a
was
thing,
hilarious.
guys. We conquered a thing.
Yes, the North End.
Who's
There you go.
driving this thing?
I don't know.
Oh man,
Get in this tank. This idiot can't drive.
I think it's a NPC driving it.
I think it might be, but they suck. Can someone come take over, please?
I'm coming.
Get in on the left side.
Don't run me over, NPC.
Ugh.
How do I?
Jump. Go on the other side and then get in. Other side,
Okay.
not that side. Yeah.
I'm committing
Maybe
acts of
tell it to
war
wait.
and murder
Ah.
over here right now, bros.
It's just running away from me.
Press space. Press. Oh
Buzz
shit!
off.
You won't let you get in.
Alright,
I'm being
so-
told to buzz off.
My next game will
Oh, that's
be a quickie. I mentioned last week that we found out. How did that come about? That we found out about this wrestling management simulation. How did we even learn about this?
I think you said you wanted something like that, and then I told you it existed.
Okay, so I tried it.
Oh, because you
and,
played WWE 2K15 last podcast.
Yeah, I did. But how did you even know that this weird wrestling thing exists?
I don't know. The dudes from the Dungeons and Randomness podcast also happen to be a bunch of wrestling nutters, so I may have heard it from them.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so this game seems like a perfectly good
Right, this
game
idiot can't
if you
drive, I'm
like
gonna take
managing a wrestling organization, but it is like so detailed that it is not.
Would
not
anyone
for
like
me.
to come and jump in the gunner's space?
Yes.
Also, what is the full title of the game you played, Dave?
TEW 2013 Total Extreme Wrestling.
Other
So
side. Other side.
on,
Other
on
side.
Steam, you can
I'm
get
dead.
Oh, damn
TEW
it.
2010, but from the developers' websites, you can get
Rob.
TEW 2013.
Oh,
So a
oh,
newer
this is not-
game. I don't know why they didn't put that one on Steam and they put the older one, but that's what they did. But yeah, it's a good game. It seems completely competent and well made and stuff like that, but it's just not my bag. I'm not into those. I mean, it is hardcore. The amount of stuff
Jump
you have
in on
to
the
manage.
other side. Not in the back. I need someone on the gun.
Here I come.
One of you jump on the gun. Not this side. That's me driving.
I'm in.
Okay, get in the back again, Rob.
Okay.
Right.
I have
We
the
got
gun.
really fun and we're at 29%. So let's not die.
But if you are the type of person who likes like football manager games and you're a wrestling fan, you will love this game. It's
Oh
just-
shit! He's got a.
Ah!
Grenade.
I wish I could play something a little more watered
God
down
damn
for
it.
my small brain. Something like there's an iPhone game that involves managing a wrestling organization, but it costs $5.
Oh, $5.
I know, right? For an iPhone game, but
Oh, for
it
fun?
also, which I was
You're kidding?
I was actually all set to buy it, and then I saw that the developers have not updated it since 2012, and I was like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit more sound.
Yeah.
It just the mobile market in general has such a skewed perception of value, right? Like everything's either got to be free
Let's go.
or like a nickel.
Or like $20, like a Square Enix game could be like $20 and sell real well.
Right. Now,
But-
admittedly, I paid what, like 17
Where are
or
we?
something for
Where are we?
the World Ends With You solo remix, and that's amazing. But those cases are rare.
Yeah, it's
right.
either got to be free to play or it's got to cost a lot. There's no like, if a game costs like $2, then your mind just tells you it must be poop.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I could have
Yeah.
I could have 2 McChickens for that.
God, I am dying non-stop right now. Like, I just take 3 steps forward and die. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I feel bad for the people watching me. They're like, this guy is the worst player of this game I've ever seen. But anyway, yeah, so
Shit.
the game's cheap too. I think it was like $12 or something like that on their website. It's not expensive, $20 maybe. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's definitely worth picking up. But like I said, it's too deep for me. But it really goes into every aspect of managing an independent wrestling
surrounded.
organization.
I mean, I'm really
Crouch down.
surrounded. I
And,
am. I'm prone.
let's see. What else did Rachel have for us? I don't remember.
I've been playing a Nancy Drew game.
Oh, that's a game.
Yes, I've been looking forward to this.
I saw your
I-
picture on Twitter that you got in the mail or something. You were very
I did,
excited.
yeah. It was fun.
You were like
And-
a
oh, I just
child
got
on
knifed.
Christmas.
It was fun. Yeah, I put a picture on Instagram because because the Nancy Drew games have a very solid community
Hey,
and
where are you going?
They
We've
will.
got an objective.
they will come out for each other.
Speaking of weirdos,
These
going
games
from
have been. I do think these games have been terminally overlooked by the mainstream gaming press because this is the 32nd game in the main series, and
well,
next to no primary review sites are giving them.
we are
any-
covering the niche games today. We so far have covered a truck simulator, a wrestling management simulator, and Nancy Drew.
Of course,
We are really going outside of the box here on Technophilia Gaming Podcast. So enjoy
these
that.
We're not-
the Nancy Drew games are all solid, glitch-free, point-and-click adventure games. So these games fill a space that everyone has kind of forgotten exists right now.
We're talking about
Oh!
point-and-click adventure games are hot right now. Hotter than they've been in years.
Well,
Yeah,
and that
but-
might be why the games are starting to get marginally more popular. I mean, the core community has been there forever, and it's not going away anytime soon. It would take like total reversal of the gameplay formula, which the company is too smart to do in order for us to feel betrayed. But that's not going to happen.
I feel betrayed.
By Nancy Drew?
No, just in general.
Well, I was, oh, I died. I pointed out on Twitter that when it's the 85th anniversary of of Nancy Drew this year, so this is a character who is literally older than Superman.
That's kind of nuts.
That's pretty old.
I love pointing that out because, and this is one of those times when I'm like, what do you mean there are no good female protagonists in games? They're the Nancy Drew games.
That
and
only
they
There are no
weirdos
good
play.
popular female protagonists in video
Yeah.
games.
And whose fault is that for not giving Nancy any airtime?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting argument you bring up, honestly, because like, you know, it's a chicken and egg thing, right? Like, how are we going to get good female protagonists? Does the audience have to respond first, or does the content have to be produced? Like, everyone's like, oh man, make more strong female protagonists, but if the business numbers are showing that those games sell less.
Yeah, they can't make them if nobody wants them, I guess. Well, they can,
Well,
but what's
no,
the
but
point?
they can't say that if people aren't putting their money where their mouth is.
I mean, how many copies are these Nancy Drew games selling?
Ah!
I mean, more than you think. But it's one of those things. It's like people see it on the shelf in Target or Walmart in the the PC games section, and they're immediately like, oh, this, I stick this in with the hidden object games, as in stuff that's just definitely not for me.
Oh my god, I just ran into like 40 guys. Fuck.
Yeah, it's one of those, the standard kind of games press, the kind of stuff that we usually talk about on this podcast. Like, those games are such a totally different market from, like, random family that doesn't read video game websites, that just walks into Walmart and is like, oh man, Nancy Drew, I know that name from those books I read.
Yeah.
You can duck down sometimes, Rachel. You don't
I
have
know,
to
but I
stand
like
out
the
in the open.
I know, I like mobility, alright?
Is there a
okay.
Hardy Boys game series?
The Hardy Boys actually make appearances several times, and they do have their own game, I think.
In the Nancy Drew game?
Yeah,
What a hot
They-
crossover.
they appear...
I thought they were like
Fairly
enemies or
regular.
something. They're rival,
No.
rival...
And they were published by the same company, so... They're all
Oh!
chums. Oh!
God, I
Who
can't
got
even
me?
get out there long
That
enough to
looks
throw
painful.
a grenade. I just get blown apart. These poor guy, he just wants to go home and see his family one last time, and he just keeps dying.
So
Tell my
how,
wife I love her!
how are the mystery elements of like Nancy Drew incorporated into this point and click game? Like, is it effective? Is it?
Oh yeah, these are mysteries. You're given, well, in this case, let me describe this game. This takes place in Iceland.
Ooh.
And Nancy Drew games have taken place in many exotic locations, and this time it's Iceland.
What's the subtitle of this one?
Sea of Darkness.
Sea of Darkness. Okay.
And there are, the town is celebrating its annual festival, regarding a ship that crashed on its docks. Well, now, again, the ship has crashed on its docks, but that's because the man who was supposed to be piloting it has vanished, and Nancy has been hired by his business partner to try and figure out where he went.
I'm gonna go get a
And-
snack.
And his business partner sort of half suspects that he absconded with a treasure that was supposed to have been on the ship. So there's lots of treasure and history and double-crossing, and it's just great.
Patchy in the chat mentions remembering the old Laura Bow games. Do you know who Laura Bow is?
That does not sound familiar at all. I know Clara Bow, but she's not the same person. Showing off my movie knowledge. But
This may
no,
require further investigation.
it does require further Oh, I just hit a kill streak.
Where you at? I got a tank.
You
I'm
always
down
have a
here.
fucking tank. Fuck your tanks. Your tank is stupid.
I'm coming to your
That's
tank,
awesome.
James.
What color is
Huh.
James? Yellow or something?
Yellow. Oh, don't run me over. God, don't run me over. Okay,
Nice.
now
That's
this
the wrong way. Go the other way.
I suspect Nancy Drew is one of those perpetually age-locked protagonists. How old is Nancy?
Oh yeah, she's always as they call her, a silly American teenager in games. Even though her voice actress is actually who she's had for the entirety of the run up to this point is being replaced. And I don't know if it's just because she simply does not sound anything like a teenager or even somebody in her early 20s anymore.
She's got like a raspy, like 80-year-old woman's voice.
Well, she's a popular voice actress. Her name's Lonnie Manella. You probably have heard her in various Blizzard things.
What's going on? My name's Nancy Drew.
Hey guys, I'm a young hot teenager.
Oh, we are totally stuck here.
Just like some chain smoking, chain smoking 50-year-old.
I don't want to badmouth her because she has been Nancy Drew for pretty much 32 games now. 34 actually, if you count the.
Oh, this is good. We might
games.
actually be taking this place. Quick.
Nice.
We need more people in here, though.
But so it's
we've got a tank.
Is it like? Are there like hidden object puzzles? Is it?
No.
Is there actually?
Are. Well, the one problem I had with this game.
Don't shoot us!
I'm sorry. Was that there is a preponderance of Sudoku-like puzzles in it, but the games are always very heavy with puzzles.
You know what else? You know what else sells really well to the crowd that doesn't read video gaming websites?
What's
Sudoku.
I used to enjoy some Sudoku. There, apparently, this character, Petchy says there were old school LucasArts mystery games. So Rachel, you probably like those.
I probably would like them. Yes. Oh God, they're all here.
I don't like slow-paced methodical games, so I don't like point-and-click adventure games.
Yeah, but if anybody listening to this is a fan of adventure games, grenade!
Oh!
Then,
So okay, I know this.
There's a holy Quran down there. If we can get that, it might be worth some money.
I'm gonna go get the Quran. Cover me.
First of all, I really like.
This.
We're spending way more time covering Nancy Drew on this mainstream video games podcast, but
because there's not grenade. Because it's one of those things that's just not talked about a lot. So I feel like a lot of the people listening to this wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Like, there's Nancy Drew games. What are those?
So if you were gonna review this game, what would you give it in a score?
I already did review the game.
Who the hell commissioned you to review a Nancy Drew game?
Not for you.
Herald, apparently.
Nobody cares about you. You don't get me the games to review. That's the problem.
Well, I certainly wouldn't give you a Nancy Drew game to review. That's for sure.
Well, because the community is so tight, and Her Interactive, the company that makes them, tends to retweet/share any reviews that they find on the web. I have actually gotten more views for my Nancy Drew-centric articles than I have for many of my other mainstream game reviews.
Damn, maybe we're missing a niche there. I should be capitalizing on. Nah, I'll pass. They can keep it.
What kind of niche do you want in? That's what.
We're taking it. Oh my God, we're actually doing well.
I want any niche that's not Nancy Drew. I want that Euro Truck Simulator people. That's who I want.
Yeah, buddy.
Surprised.
Those are the kind of weirdos I want to capitalize on.
You do know we can cover multiple niches.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. No. Oh, let's move up. The guy says let's move up. I'm moving up.
Yeah. Come on.
To the east side. Oh, we won. Or we lost?
We won.
We won.
I don't know.
We did something that was.
I think we should jump back onto our other server. This server's stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't even say won or lost. It just says completed.
I have no clue what's happening.
I think the fact that it's green means that we completed it. We won. Green is good.
I think we should jump back to our other server.
I just died even more on that server. Oh, let's kill all the prisoners.
Oh, there's 21 players in there, damn it, we can't get.
But the actual, like the mystery
solving. Guys, come over, look on this building. There's prisoners up here. We could just shoot them. They're tied up. We could just murder them.
Do you like come to conclusions from evidence?
Die.
No, there's only one culprit at the end of the mystery. Oh, I got kicked off.
I think it's.
No, it's loading the next level.
Oh, okay, cool.
I killed prisoners, and they give you XP for killing prisoners, which seems incredibly fucked up.
No, that's cool, dude.
You should be punished for killing tied up prisoners.
Why would you be punished for shooting?
They're defenseless.
They're the enemy, dude.
Yeah, but we have them captured. You shouldn't be just murdering them.
Gain control of the power plant and defend it. All right.
All right, Rob. Let's talk about Destiny.
Oh, I need more XP.
Let's talk about Destiny.
Yep. That's only prompted because he doesn't want to talk about Nancy Drew anymore.
Didn't you tell us? Didn't you have a Destiny to talk about? There was
wow, this is a very small map.
There was let's say what you said before.
Well, I had a brief experience last night playing Destiny at 3 in the morning, wherein, okay, imagine the worst and most boring possible way to play a first-person shooter.
So playing
I just
Destiny.
did. You said you were playing Destiny.
And then I replied. The thing is, when I had this experience, I was like, I'm going to tell this story tomorrow on the show, and Dave is going to say that. So I should really write a note quoting that Dave is going to say the most boring way to play Destiny is to play Destiny, so I can show him how predictable he is. But I didn't write my note.
Listen, I didn't make that shit game, so it's their fault for having their game be so shit that jokes like that are so easy to make.
But here's what happened. Okay, so there I am, 3 in the morning playing Destiny. Don't ask why, I live a weird life. But 3 in the morning, multiplayer, Destiny. I go in, and literally, and these guys aren't even all from the same clan or anything, but it's like everybody is signed a pact to play Destiny like a Civil War battle or a Civil War reenactment or something. Like, everybody is just standing at opposite sides of the map with sniper rifles or other long-distance weapons, and just, pinging each other or just, hopping above cover and then going back down.
So
and
was this like a PvP match, then, I take it?
Yeah, but it wasn't it was not in any way, knowingly organized to be that way. It was there was this it's like I didn't get the memo. Because I was the only person trying to, rampage around this map and engage with people in, tight corridors. And everyone else was just standing super far back and just pinging each other with sniper rifles. And, if you round a corner and a dude is drawing a bead down this huge corridor with a sniper rifle, he's gonna headshot you before you get a chance to react. So it was the most, infuriating way I'd ever played Destiny. And then I was like, all right, forget this. I'm playing Control. I'll just play Deathmatch. I will find different people. And they were doing it there, too. It was like the secret society of boring Destiny play. It got me so mad that I
morning, you will
stopped.
find.
Yeah, the witching hour, I guess. That is what I experienced.
It seems like at some point when an old game that no one really wants to play anymore just gets really, really boring, that just kind of devolves into that for any game, really, doesn't it?
I like how you guys are real assholes and keep, stoking me with things like that. When this game actually set a record for most people watching a DLC announcement on Twitch with 180,000 people.
Yeah, because people are desperate to get anything that's good for the game because it's so bad and so boring. They're desperate for content.
I will fight you.
Alright, bad is not...
Considering I play Destiny with Rob, I can't countenance this.
Bad is not the right word. Starved for fun content is the right word.
Oh shit. And there's more coming. It develops.
Right, but the reason that the DLC thing was so washed is because people are desperate for content, so they just wanted to see it. Whereas a game that has some more life to it wouldn't get that many people because people are playing it.
I would argue that Destiny is no more criminal in that regard than any other MMORPG. All the super intense players who log on for multiple hours per day, eat through the content rapid fire, and then they're starving and getting super loud on forums.
Shit.
And then, in another 4 months, they drop another batch and
what Destiny doesn't have is landmass compared to a real MMO. That was my problem with it. There's no I felt like I could see everything in that game in 6 hours, and then I would just be repeating the same stuff to farm. Which you do in WoW, but you can do it in 20 different areas that look completely different.
Come on, guys, we're gonna hold the center.
So it at least makes it more interesting. Whereas Destiny, I just felt like.
Well, one way in which they've mixed it up, though, if we're gonna let's deep dive on Destiny. All right, you walked me down this road. Get ready to listen.
Shit! How did I die?
What they have done is, even though they haven't added new landmass, they've changed the context of events going on just when you're roaming around. So, the initial state of the Russia Cosmodrome map is no longer just some Fallen fighting around, there's some Hive underground. When the Sword of Crota, or Dark Below, the Dark Below DLC dropped, the context in Russia changed. And now there's a whole bunch more Hive on the surface, and occasionally these super hardcore sword wielding guys will spawn up there that are wielding swords of Crota. and when you kill them, you get to like use the sword for a while. But there's changing contexts. They've added. I don't think the exotic bounties were there when the game first launched, where like once you do enough Vanguard rep stuff, you'll get this like exotic bounty arrives kind of thing, and then you'll be able to do this complex chain of missions to get an exotic gun. So they found ways to kind of change the context of what you're doing in the existing spaces to freshen things up.
I still think the world should have been bigger, though. I feel like no matter what happens, I'll never be sold on that game because the world is so small, and that's where it feels like they just didn't put in any work to make a game. They just were like, let's just push this thing out. It's close enough.
I would say I think you're not giving enough credit to the expense of producing space and content and all that stuff.
Yes, but plenty of other games do it and have big worlds with lots of content.
But also,
Marvel Heroes has more fucking content than Destiny, and it's free.
What, Marvel Heroes?
That game's huge. There's like 1 million fucking levels in that thing that all look completely different, and it's free. I can download it and play it as much as I want.
Also, it's Diablo-like.
So is Destiny. It's just a Diablo with a shooter.
This is an apples and oranges comparison. One of them is super cartoony and doesn't have really complex visual assets.
Sure, and one of them has 1/100th the budget and yet still managed to make a big world that's fun to explore.
What are you doing, Rob?
You'll never convince me that Destiny is not a ripoff. It's straight up is a ripoff. Bungie lied and said the game is something that it's not, and then now they're paying the price for it by having a shit ton of people hate their game, and it's their own fault. They promised a giant, expansive world and did not even come close to delivering that. They delivered a game that's smaller than Call of Duty in scope.
Except all the people who think that have left the community, and now the community is full of really positive people who are enjoying everything about the game.
I'm
except
glad
the people
they're enjoying
who,
it.
except the people who start civil wars. Am I right, Rob?
I mean, I'm glad that the game has got people who are playing it and having fun, but it doesn't change the fact that Bungie lied and ripped everybody off. And for every one person who's still playing it, there's 10 who bought the game and feel like they got fucked and aren't happy with their purchase.
Okay. So we've talked about this before. Bungie's biggest crime with Destiny was marketing, right? They marketed it as something it wasn't. Yeah. Like they claimed it was going to be the second coming, and it was just a shooter MMORPG, effectively.
More like a shooter Diablo than an MMO. It's really not that much MMO to it.
Ooh.
There's
that said,
5-man raids. That's not really MMO.
That said, it continues to be consumer responsibility to not freaking pre-order things if you're worried. You know, like don't ride the hype train, and actually wait until reviews come in, because
hold the power plant.
Which is true. That really is what it all comes down to. It's just don't fall for the market hype of
also,
I just sold a yellow edition iPod.
That's a what? I've never seen anything like these things you're talking about even drop.
They're kind of highlighted blue on the floor. You need to make a special effort to go get them.
I see hand grenades. I see med kits. I see G36s.
Yeah, they'll be blue.
PSG 90s, but I don't see any cool stuff like yellow iPods. I'm suing.
I really need to get over 250 XP or I cannot get a good gun.
This game is like Destiny. It lied to me. I was promised yellow iPods, and all I got is med kits and M72 laws.
Well, once again, obviously, there's no way we can put this to the test, because you can't just tiptoe into an alternate reality. But I have a feeling if Bungie's marketing had been way more realistic about what Destiny was, it would have been reviewed a full point higher.
I probably would actually have liked it if they hadn't.
If it said this is an MMO shooter.
Well, no, they did, but the problem is they did say it was an MMO shooter, but it's really not an MMO shooter. It's just a shooter that has 5 other people walking around in a hub world and then a bunch of instances. I was picturing WoW the shooter is what they sold me in their ads, and that is not what I got in the slightest.
I mean, I guess there's some number of things you can do in MMO spaces with these huge numbers of people that are fun, but I mean, for the most part, when I play an MMORPG, I'm just running past other people unless I'm directly playing with them.
But they're there. It makes it feel like a real living world, and then.
Well, but they're there in Destiny too, right? You'll see
in the hub, but not in in the level. It drops you in with 4 people or whatever.
Oh, when you do a mission or a strike, but when you just do a patrol, you're just
Yeah, so there are. But patrols, the stuff you do on patrols is just, I found it very
Dumb.
boring. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, when you do a mission, before you instance into the actual mission territory, you're running around in the world with other people who are doing patrol.
Right. That part is MMO-ish, but like when I also imagine like these raids would be like big with large groups of people, not 5 people. That's not a raid. That's an instance in WoW. You know, what they call raids is an instance, and there is no raids.
But if they would have had like all the crazy nonsense people running around in your mission space after you left the patrol area, you would have ended up with just people camping bosses. Like it would have been.
That's what I wanted.
What's that?
You want people sitting in line and waiting for their chance to kill a boss spawn.
Those are some of the fun. That's some of the most fun parts of WoW. Standing in line and messing with people and trolling each other while you're waiting for the bosses and stuff. That's what makes it an MMO. That's what makes it a world with people in it.
Is anyone else glad that Dave isn't in charge of the video games industry? Seriously?
Very much so.
I'm not saying I want every game to be like that. I'm saying I want every MMO to be like that.
You have terrible taste and you're a horrible person.
Give me an MMO. If you're going to call it an MMO, make it an MMO.
Anyway, I guess we can move on from Destiny at this point.
Yeah.
We've got some... Are we down to game news at this point?
We're down to game news.
So.
I'm dead again in this game.
We just have to hold this place for 3 minutes and then we win, it looks like.
Yay!
What place are we holding? The power plant?
Yeah, just the middle of the map. If we hold this, then we win.
I don't know if I feel like I've really won. I feel like I've just died a bajillion times when you guys did everything.
I feel like I'm being carried, yeah. By James and maybe Rachel. I haven't seen Rachel in a while. And the
I am.
Guys, I'm doing good up on the top here. You just gotta crouch down and then kill people.
Oh, I see James up there.
I've gone from 0 to 250.
How do I know how much XP I have?
Hover over your character, it'll show.
I have 152. I'm still a private. Oh, so are you. None of us have been promoted yet?
I'm just about to.
We suck.
Oh, shit.
Tried to throw a grenade at you.
Look, I show up and then James insta-dies.
What's our first game news story?
Wasteland 2 Game of the Year Edition will be free for existing owners, which is a weird precedent that I don't think has been really done much.
That was first done by The Witcher.
They just, I like that. That's cool. That's, Game of the Year editions are stupid.
Oh, I'm gonna go get me a machine gun. This is ridiculous.
So
Give me a machine gun.
If you bought it, then it's nice to buy it when it comes out and not get shafted. It's nice to see early adopters not get shafted by people.
Yeah. The Witcher 2 set, I think, a precedent for this by doing like a huge second pass and then giving it to everyone for free. And then Shadowrun Returns / Dragonfall both did it as well. So there's more and more of this going on where people are like, hey, let's get some positive press again. Like it basically kind of gives them a second marketing cycle for thanking people who already gave them money. It's actually kind of genius from a marketing perspective.
And they still get to sell some copies to the people who didn't buy it originally.
Right. What they get out of it is press coverage again. Like you can become news relevant to the gaming sites again by doing something like this. You get an announcement. You get people to, give you a look in the press. So. But
I guess the thing is, if you're a bigger game, you get that even just by announcing the Game of the Year edition. You don't have to give it away to get the press cycle. You just say we're doing a Game of the Year edition, and that gets that like when they did what's it called?
Oh, I added this news
Last
story,
of Us.
didn't I?
Yeah, when they did Last of Us, they didn't have to give that away. Just saying there's going to be a prettier Last of Us was enough to make it a news item.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why the bigger games don't have to give shit away. They can just say we're making it, and then everybody goes yeah, or
Woo!
fuck you, whatever their reaction is, but they still talk about it. Someone just announced the Game of the Year edition I saw, and I didn't put it in the news because I don't really care about it, but some game is getting a Game of the Year edition that was just announced this week. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No clue.
It's a significant game, too. God damn it.
Don't make us guess.
Oh,
we're busy.
The Shadows of Mordor, Mordor is getting a Game of the Year edition.
Is that
I heard the
including all
DLC for that.
Yeah, all the DLC and stuff.
I heard the DLC for that was kind of lousy, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. The DLC for that was not very good, so it doesn't seem worth selling a Game of the Year edition, but...
You see the whiskey bottle by the burning car, Dave? You could sell that.
Whiskey bottle by... I'm nowhere near no whiskey bottle. I'm off in the middle of nowhere where it's safe, bruh.
It's in the base.
Bro, I'm hiding.
Oh, Patchy in the chat is saying the new Assassin's Creed got announced. That's news.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah,
tweeting
yeah.
about that.
You're supposed to have an article about that. Is it done yet?
No, because I've been busy trying to get this podcast to work.
You're worthless.
God
Hurry
damn
up.
it.
Don't worry, it'll be done soon after
It's,
I finish the podcast.
I want to say it's Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and it's
Syndicate,
Industrial
yeah.
Revolution.
Yeah, it is Victorian London, and it is very Dickensian, I noticed. I thought it was originally supposed to be... It was originally called Assassin's Creed Victory, which I like that name better. I wish we'd kept it.
Yeah.
I'm
But
pretty
yes.
much done with Assassin's Creed. After
Well, there is no co-op in this, or multiplayer, which that is the one thing I am just thrilled about.
Not even competitive multiplayer?
Not that I've seen. I think they were saying that they just don't want to do it because they want to make sure that their game is good. So they're not going to make that a focus.
Seems like a good strategy when you go into making a game. We want to make sure our game's good.
Well, after what happened with Assassin's Creed Unity,
Right,
Unity
right.
was a mess.
they are not eager for a repeat of that, and I can't say I blame them. Ow, I died.
I feel like if they fuck it up again, that's it for Assassin's Creed. So they probably know that.
Well, and one of the things I was going to mention in the article, spoiler alert, is that they need to not try to make two games at once, because I feel like that's part of the problem, is they tried to make Assassin's Creed Rogue in addition to Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah, they should have just done like everybody else and just ported the main game to the old one. Had some farm it out to some shitty developer and have them port the old, just the same game instead of making a completely separate one, because that was just weird.
Yeah.
And it was fucked up that the old one ended up being better.
Better in what way?
Better in that it had
shit.
boats.
Did
Well,
we
so
seriously
Assassin's
just use
Creed
Browser
4.
again?
Right.
I mean, I think
which
an
is better
opportunity
than
to
all the
play-
other Assassin's Creeds.
But an opportunity to play as the Templar side, which is what Rogue was, I think that's kind of a clever move to
Also,
mix things up.
boats.
Yeah, but Shay didn't have a good reason for becoming a Templar. That's what I didn't like.
Yeah, but he had a boat. I don't know if
Dave,
you know
you're
this.
limited.
I don't know if you know
Anyway.
this, but boats are good. Boats good, no boats not good.
The boat stuff. I mean, I played Black Flag. I thought the boat stuff was solid, but
Every time
Yeah,
I got
I-
off the boat in 4, I got mad and was like, why am I doing these same old Assassin's Creed missions I've been doing for 20 games when I could be doing something fun like riding on a boat?
I think I'm torn kind of because it seems like the sensible thing to do would be to give Assassin's Creed like a break for a year, but I suspect
Well, that will
Ubisoft
never
runs at
happen.
such a right. I suspect they run at such a volume that they just can't do that. But you know,
There's a
I
reason
feel like
they're
people have longer memories than this. You know that people are going to feel burnt by Assassin's Creed for a while and be really skeptical.
Well, they're going to do the same thing Activision did with Guitar Hero and Tony Hawk. They're just going to keep making Assassin's Creed games until people don't want them, and then they'll focus on one of their other franchises.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I can't say that doesn't make sense. I mean, why would they stop making it if it's making them money? And unfortunately, with pre-ordering and all the hype that came with Assassin's Creed Unity, it was pre-ordered quite a bit.
Well, the reason they would stop doing it is for the long term. Eventually, people aren't going to want Assassin's Creed games at all anymore, and then the franchise is dead. Whereas if you stop, you make people want it again.
Yeah.
That's what I wish they would do. I mean, I'm hoping...
Publishers
Guys,
don't
if you're
think
all
of the
got
long
greater than 250 XP, could you go ahead and pick up an M240? Because it's a big machine gun and you'd really do better with it.
I have 199 XP.
It has like, oh my god. It has a lot more ammo to it
Now I have
and can
less
shoot
than-
further.
Now
So
I have 196 because I died.
let's briefly talk like game publisher psychology.
Yeah, I
here
got
for a moment,
promoted.
because I was just thinking about that. What you guys were saying that like things like Call of Duty, they make them till they can't make them anymore. They just make one every year, and then the year that the profit line doesn't go to the expected value, they just quit.
Yep.
But don't we also know that there's nothing that scares publishers more than creating new intellectual property? Like they all want to sequelize everything.
Well,
You
now
would think-
like Activision has Destiny, so that's their, if Call of Duty dies, they'll start milking that for all it's worth, and then by the time they know that by the time that runs out, they'll come up with something else, or they want to believe that.
But you would think if they wanted to keep a franchise in their back pocket to keep it making money, they would be okay with giving things a year off.
Well, yeah, but then you get to have it make a big comeback later. Like, hey, we're bringing back both Tony Hawk and Guitar Hero, the games that you've been missing now. So they run them into the ground, wait until you miss them, and then start over, then run into the ground again, wait till you miss it, and repeat that cycle until forever.
Call of Tony Skate Warfare.
Can I be an Assassin's Creed fangirl for a bit and just say I'm really excited that there's going to be twins as the protagonists?
That does seem kind of neat, though, actually.
Yeah, it's a male and female twin, so we've got 2 protagonists, and,
Well,
and
that
I'm
doesn't
hoping...
count.
What?
Well, the important thing is that they finally let you play as a female in that game.
Yeah,
Ah,
I
we're
forget her name.
losing it. Get back in there. Get in.
I'm going.
If you think about it, like the coolest,
Come
as
on,
far,
we got a
in my
2-minute
opinion,
timer.
the coolest female character from Assassin's Creed is the one who actually was
God
pretending
damn it.
to be a
We
guy for
lost it.
half of the game.
I think we lost it.
What was her name? From 4?
Mary Reed?
Yeah,
Spoiler alert?
Yeah, spoiler alert. I don't care. The game's like 5 years old at this point. So, she was like the coolest character in that game, and they had to
She's
make
a real person, you know?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Mary Reed, she actually existed. That's the thing about Assassin's Creed. You just kind of have to assume that all the people you're seeing in the game actually existed at some point.
Except for the guy you're playing as.
Exactly.
Yeah, so she was awesome, but they made her pretend to be a guy to make her awesome. That's dumb, but that's a real person, so then it's not their fault.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just completed a rank challenge.
So
apparently.
hopefully, I always hope that Assassin's Creed is good, because I really liked 2, and I really liked Brotherhood, and I really liked 4. So if they can make it good like those ones again, then great.
Maybe they're due again.
I
They're
want
due for
some
a good
fucking
one.
boats.
Who gives a shit about the boats?
Once you add the boats, you can't take the boats away.
Well, actually, what's weird is that from what they showed on the preview footage, I got the impression it's like, are they trying to court Rockstar? Because there's a bit where you punch a carriage driver or carriage, as
Son of a
the
bitch,
very
did the
Canadian
timer just reset?
Announcer pronounced it. You punch the carriage driver and knock him off, and then you drive the carriage yourself at breakneck pace throughout the city. I'm like, I feel like, now will you return my calls, Rockstar?
Man, I just had 3 guys parachute right on top of me, and I mowed them down like a mouse.
Nice.
Oh man, Assassin's Creed's not doing well. Quick, find another major video game franchise to crib from.
Anyway, that's enough Assassin's Creed. It's too early to know if that game's gonna be good or not. I'm gonna assume that it won't be because it's Ubisoft, and Ubisoft is a piece of shit. So but you never know. Maybe it'll be good. Who knows? What else we
Something
got?
about Igarashi.
Creator of Castlevania has started and totally funded his, hey, Konami won't let me make a Castlevania game, how about you guys do it? And it's called Bloodstained, something of the Night, I can't remember. I don't know. It's
Symphony of the Night?
No, it's not Symphony of the Night, but it's Castlevania in everything but name. You know,
You
like
should
it's
have
like,
called
oh,
it like large brick house song of the darkness or something like that. It's like use other words for castles and symphonies and night, and then that would
Castlemania.
No, you can't use castle in it. That's too similar. You got to be like old building mania. Yeah, old building mania, song of the dark.
Losing like the last 5 seconds.
What we're losing?
But yeah, so watching the Kickstarter for Bloodstained basically reminded me that all the things that are actually important about the identity of a video game can't be protected by intellectual property law, because Koji Igarashi was able to come in and say, hey, first of all, he called the genre Igavania, even though everyone like goes around saying Metroidvania, because obviously you can't just go dropping the Metroid name when you talk about what your game's about. But he says, I'm making an Igavania title. He gets the artists that worked on Castlevania. He is the game designer. Like, he's the mastermind. Everything that matters about that has nothing to do... Like, there is no... Let me put it this way. There is no Castlevania lore junkie sitting out there saying, well, I back this, but it doesn't have the important Belmont family lore that I'm looking for.
Hey, that's what I want it for.
I want to know what's happening to the Belmont clan and their version of Dracula. Like, nobody's saying that. Everything that matters about that game is totally unprotectable, for better or worse. But it's fascinating. And, you know, I suppose good on him, because Konami wasn't going to let him make that game otherwise. He he is definitely stoking the Konami fires with their recent Metal Gear fiasco.
Yeah, how
by
long
saying,
until Kojima's on Kickstarter with his next, with his?
I don't know. I'm
right.
kind of getting the feeling the Kickstarter bubble is going to burst eventually.
Nah.
Like, there's only so much you can milk
Nope.
something before it. Oh,
No, there isn't.
The whole gaming industry is built around milking gamers, so that will be just like everything. They will be milked and milked and milked forever.
we just need a higher profile failure before that happens. Like, big failures have happened, but they haven't been big enough.
Yeah, we needed that adventure game to fail, not just be late.
Yeah, but so to kind of take a jab at Konami and stoke the fandom, he made one of his stretch goals voice acting by David Hayter, who was the was the Solid Snake voice actor, but was replaced
until
when
Kiefer Sutherland came along.
Yeah. I think Kojima had stated that he was a big 24 fan, and so he wanted Kiefer Sutherland doing Solid Snake's voice, but that stretch goal was reached. So David Hayter is doing a voice of a major character in Bloodstained.
I'm tempted to let them win so we can go on to the next level.
No, James, we must fight for the war.
No, we have to care about the outcome of this.
I didn't even know we were losing, so.
I haven't been paying much attention.
But yeah, if that sounds like your thing, you've got like 30 more days to back it. So swing over, check out Bloodstained on Kickstarter.
Although it's already met its goal, so you could just wait till it comes out like a good person and see if it's good.
Right, and the proposed release date for it is March of 2017. So you're not
That's a
going
little
to
bit of
return
a
on
long
this.
time to wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. It's almost 2 years out. So yeah, back it or don't. I mean, certainly they're gonna keep pinning stretch goals to it to keep the fires burning. But I mean, it's, in as much as I'm a skeptic of that, hey, the Castlevania Symphony of the Night formula was really good. We've got big adventure side scroller with level ups and gear. That works. That's a proven thing. So yeah, I hope that game does well.
I'm indifferent to whether or not it does well.
I would like one of those again. I would like a really good one of those.
So, not to encourage you to pre-order or anything, but the reviews for Witcher 3 have been coming out, and they're very good so far. Everybody pretty much unanimously giving it high scores. GameSpot gave it a 10.
Who gives a shit what the review says? Sex on a unicorn, dude.
There's also Sex on a Unicorn, which James is very excited about. Yeah, so you should probably buy that game when it comes out, but just wait till the rest of the reviews come out and it comes out. Don't pre-order it, or I guess at this point you could safely pre-order it because the reviews are all so
be
high.
consistent, Dave.
Well, I say generally don't pre-order a game until the reviews are out because most publishers don't let the reviews be published before launch day. But The Witcher was like, fuck it, publish them like a week and a half in advance. We don't care. So, at this point, you already know
that means they're kind of confident, eh?
Yes, they're extremely confident, and obviously rightfully so because it's doing super well. So, I just wanted to mention that real quick before we move on to the next story, that people are really liking that particular video game so far. And what is our next story here? Oh, James, I added this to the outline, which was surprising that you didn't add this to the outline.
Didn't we do it last week?
No, we did. I looked at the news. We didn't talk about it last week.
I just thought it was a given by now.
They announced that Oculus consumer units are coming in Q1 2016, so they're going to get beaten to the market by Vive, but not by that much.
HTC, yeah.
But not by that much, though. Just one
Not
quarter,
by that much,
basically.
but it might be already too much.
It could be. But it also, a lot of people are already invested in the Oculus
Yeah, because the biggest thing that they have going for them is that I don't think of Vive when people say VR headsets. I think of Oculus Rift.
But
I don't think that's going to be worth shit, though, if something comes out and it's better.
And once Valve and HTC start with their giant marketing budget, you will think of Vive as VR.
I mean, they really don't even need a marketing budget at this point. They're already considered winners.
Well,
right.
But they got to get it out to the regular people. People like my mom who don't know what's going on there.
But they don't need to get it out to your mum, though, do they?
Well, they want to sell this to the mass market. They don't want to sell it to just the
I
nerds.
don't think they do. That's not...
Well,
That's not the plan. That's never been the plan.
Any product wants to sell as many units as they can.
But
Sure,
they're only
but-
gonna.
You don't think
They're
See, that's not always true, Dave. I mean,
you don't
Apple
think Valve
doesn't have that tactic. They don't try and sell as many phones as they can. They sell them really expensive to, you know.
They're gonna focus their marketing on the demographic that's most likely to pick it up, right? They're gonna get their
Yeah,
biggest
You
bang for
mean
their buck.
people like us, I assume?
at first,
Yeah.
but at some point you got to get it to the not like people like my mom, but you got to get it to like the people who like video games but don't read every video game news site every day too. And that's where the marketing is going to come in.
But that's not even your mom.
No,
like,
no,
really.
yeah, my mom, not my mom, but like people who don't listen to podcasts but still like video games need to know about it. So there's still going to have to be
Sure.
some marketing push behind it. You can't just assume that everybody that would potentially buy it is going to already know it exists. And Valve has money, and HTC has money to make that happen. Which Oculus does too. They have Facebook, obviously.
Real quick, how long have we been podcasting?
I don't know.
This episode?
About an hour if you don't include the
Technically,
lost part.
yeah, an hour.
Okay.
The lost part, though, we did another, 30
Half
plus
hour, yeah.
minutes, so...
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, I
lot of
suspect
lost
we're gonna-
footage.
Moving on, news.
We
What
should
else
put
is
that
there?
out, that bit, where it's just... You guys
No, we
talk...
should.
I have it.
No,
I
no,
have
we
it
should.
recorded,
No, we
so
shouldn't.
we should put it out.
No, we should.
Nintendo finally made a profit for a yearly profit for the first time in like 4 years or something. They made some money. Good job, Nintendo. That's all we have
Yay!
Yeah.
to really say about that. They're not losing money anymore, so good for them. And this is obviously the biggest news of the week, though, is that Persona 5 has a release window.
No one cares. What's the next one?
They are coming out between October and December, and the important
Hey, I
part
got promoted.
is that it is coming to the US and Japan in that time frame, not like the previous Personas where it's coming to the US whenever. And it's coming
Have
to
you guys still not got machine guns yet?
it's coming to US.
I have a
Rob,
shotgun.
how excited are you for Persona 5?
Shotgun.
Dave,
Jesus.
Dave, I'm excited for Persona 5. I know James is trying to derail the Persona 5 thing as much as possible, but
It's actually coming to the US. Woo!
that game franchise is
Never
super
heard.
rad. You
Yeah.
should care.
James doesn't play Japanese games though, so
Another stupid Japanese game, yeah.
he's such a otaku, but he doesn't play Japanese games. Isn't that weird?
Not in the slightest.
You live
Hey,
in
Dave, don't you want a
Japan.
Japanese teenage girlfriend in virtual
Yes,
world with
I already
occult
have
magic?
one. Her name is Yukiko in Persona 4. Wait,
Team Rise, forever.
you went with the famous? Because she's
I
too
don't-
famous, man.
I don't know what any of these words you're saying mean.
They're names of people that you can date in Persona 4.
But she's super sweet and she wants
How
to.
does every Japanese game end up being dating?
Yeah, but Yukiko, you want to talk about Yukiko is the sweet one. She's so like innocent and nice, and she works so hard.
Chico's not a sweet name, it's a
She
slut
works
name.
so
What's wrong
hard.
with
She works so hard at her family inn for no pay, all while going to school and fighting evil. I mean, come on. Yukiko
Classic.
all day.
Alright, now I have a machine gun.
At least you didn't go with Chie though. Chie too boyish for my taste.
She is cool, but she's more like best female friend material.
Yeah.
you?
And you didn't go after.
Hey, nothing wrong with us best female friends. We're cool.
Exactly.
That sounds like you just made yourself sound like a friend zoner, Rachel. Are you a
I'm
friend
only
zoner?
3 guys on a podcast. I better hope I am.
I mean, in your real life, outside of podcast, that makes you sound like a friend zoner. Rachel's a friend zoner. She's got like 20 guys who are all
my
trying to
friends
go out
know
with
who
her.
they are.
They're all trying to go out with her, and she has no idea. She thinks that they have no interest in her, but she doesn't know because she's a friend zoner.
Oh, did I die? Shit, you guys distracted me.
And then this is going
Don't
back
lose
to
the base, guys, come on.
This last story is going back to the old days of Technophilia because it's a tech.
I really would
news.
like to win this sodding map
It's
before we
a
finish.
tech news story, but we should probably just briefly mention that Verizon now owns like half of the major technology websites on the internet because it bought AOL for $4.4 billion. So they now own.
Why would they do that? What Verizon's a
ISP,
ISP, isn't it?
Yes, so that's the part that everybody's worried about is that Verizon now owns Engadget and TechCrunch. So like, are they gonna let TechCrunch write articles about net neutrality and things like that? Because that goes against Verizon's best interests, but they own them now. So how does that work? It's gonna be weird.
Shit.
The question I always thought that I always thought was weird is that when I first heard AOL, I'm like, are people still using AOL? But
Oh,
they're really
shit, we're
more
gonna-
buying.
Quick.
They're buying them for the media properties more than
Right,
the.
right.
Although apparently I read an article that says that AOL still makes $500 million a year in income from 56K subscribers.
Damn it.
$500 million a year people are spending for. So I feel like it's a bunch of people who like have an AOL subscription and just don't remember that they have one. So they're just like paying like $15 a month for 56K, but they have broadband.
Well,
know.
That is.
I don't think
like,
I think we often don't appreciate in the United States, like, you know, we're constantly told, oh man, the internet's way better in this country or that country. Like, most of those countries are smaller and don't have as many, like, extremely remote rural
Hey,
municipalities.
who are you
where
calling
people-
small?
Well, I mean,
We're the size
it's,
of California here.
it's not the size; it's how you use it.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh man, we are just all over with that innuendo today.
but no, like there are extremely remote parts of the United States where it's not cost effective to bring, you know, broadband service, and so those people end up needing some kind of connection. Like that's one of the big arguments against making a fully digital games console is that there's this whole market you miss out on of people who have to buy disc games.
Who cares about that? They suck.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like we need to
yes
move on
and
at
no.
some point and just force people.
well, but you have to bring the service though for that, you know, like or just, you know, count those people out like Dave said.
We are not going to win this fucking level, are
No.
I mean, I
we?
guess you could
Whose
say,
idea
you
was
know,
this to switch servers? This sucks.
It was your idea. You're the one who disconnected from the other one, idiot.
What's the Neosted 2000? Do I want
So
that?
that is that's the last story for the week. So I think that's it for the podcast now because there's no one in the
It
chat
is.
to ask questions anyway. So
right. I think being on the off day has ruined that aspect. So
That's alright.
it's all James's fault, really.
This will be on YouTube later.
And actually, the Lost episode is going to automatically go to YouTube because it's streamed there. So you have a
Ah.
brief window that you could go see the Lost episode.
And it's deleted. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna actually delete it though.
I'm
I'm gonna download it and then delete it.
All right, we're closing up shop here. I'm Robert.
Yeah, thanks for watching, people.
My Twitter is at Robert Wieselhan, Wiesehan. Rachel is Rachel_knows. James doesn't like people to follow him anyway, and Dave is Side Ox.
James uploaded a Acer Chromebook 13 review to Technophilia's YouTube channel at some point.
Then I deleted it, didn't
Yeah, but it's still showing as like it exists, so that's funny.
I'm starving. Are we gonna wrap up and go home, soldiers?
Where's
Also
home?
follow Technophilia at the Technophilia on Twitter. Find us here on Twitch if you listen via audio at twitch.tv/Technophilia podcast. This has been Running with Rifles, which has probably sounded like absolute mayhem if you're listening audio only. Thanks for listening. Hey, we'll be back next week with more video gaming news, reviews, and play.
And poos.
I think we need to play Minecraft again.
Oh God.
Alright,